What brings you to Space Tech Expo?
Well, I'm speaking here on a panel about cybersecurity and its ability to affect the space domain.
Okay. What have you been speaking about in a bit more detail in your session?
Sure. Well, in my session, we looked at various threats to the space domain, what kind of cyber attacks there could be, what sort of things can be done to mitigate the threat, the role of international fora in terms of having multilateral discussions for cybersecurity, and of course, what individual organizations can do to help ensure the cybersecurity of space products.
How important is cybersecurity for the space industry?
It's very important, but it's often overlooked. I think oftentimes space sector participants tend to look at whether or not their objects can get to orbit and whether they can broadcast, and they tend not to focus on the less exciting aspects like the cybersecurity of the various component parts. But it is very crucial because anytime you have an input to the system, you have accessibility for a hacker.
Okay. So what changes have you seen in the cybersecurity industry for space in the last few years?
I think it's more that changed the mentality of the defendants. It used to be the idea that, well, sure, we can try. At some point, there'll be some sort of magic elixir that will provide 100% deterrence against cyber attack. And I think there's an increasing recognition that there is no special treatment, there's no special magic pixie dust that will help prevent you from being attacked. Basically, you have to try and mitigate the attacks. You have to manage the risk of cybersecurity. And so it's looking at how do you deal with the cost-benefit analysis of defending against cyber attacks.
So what trends or technologies do you think we're going to see more of in the next few years?
Well, you're definitely going to see more increased security of the international components of the space supply chain because there's a recognition that there are limitations in terms of their cybersecurity. And then the Chinese had a satellite which did quantum computing, which in theory will prevent hacking. In actuality, it's a great asset, it's a great improvement, but in the end, technology won't save us. I hate to say that at a space technology conference, but really and truly it's going to be what people are doing to improve their own cybersecurity that will make the big difference.
Great. What's your experience been like here at the show?
Oh, it's been great. This is my first time to the Space Tech Expo, and it's been very interesting to me to see what the European priorities are in terms of space capabilities and what is affecting space security and sustainability over the long term.